Nate, welcome back, if you will, to dairybusiness.com and our video. We appreciate you being here. At this time of year, it's customary to look ahead. And I'm wondering if you could share your thoughts with our audience for what you see in the longer term of 2020 or even into 2021, if you're able to talk about that. Give us a look as we've heard economists say the advantage of projecting is that sometimes people don't check back to see what you said, but we know you're going to be pretty much on target. So tell us what you're looking at as you look ahead, Nate.
Well, thank you for having me back. It's been an interesting time in the dairy industry, especially here in the U.S. We had milk prices rally up to 5-year highs in late 2019, and that's pushing farm gate margins for U.S. dairy farmers back to very profitable levels. And when we look out across margins in all of the major milk producing and exporting regions, they look profitable right now as well. Margins are profitable in Europe. New Zealand is looking at, I think it's a third or a fourth consecutive season of profitable margins, and now we have profitable margins in the U.S. So if we continue to see normal weather patterns, and you have to assume that the supply side is going to expand as we move into 2020. The question is the demand going to be there? Short term, we've seen an uptick in global dairy demand. Prices at the GDT auction in September and October 2019 have been moving higher. We've seen powder prices here in the U.S. reaching multi-year highs, powder prices in Europe reaching multi-year highs. Short term, probably out through January, February, global demand looks pretty good. The question when we get into the second quarter of 2020 is, what does the global economic outlook look like? The IMF has been lowering their GDP forecast over the last 18 months. They're still looking at decent growth for developing countries in 2020 and 2021. We think overall the supply-demand balance looks fairly balanced. We're not looking at crashing prices in 2020, but if global economic conditions turn out weaker than expected, and you have farm gate margins that are profitable for dairy farmers around the world, we could be looking at supply exceeding demand in 2020 and some downward pressure on pricing. But that downward pressure probably doesn't show up until the second half of 2020 and into early 2021. At least that's my expectations right now.
Well, we hope that that's the case, and that maybe it won't happen even then. But we appreciate your analysis. Dairy folks will have a chance to get more of your analysis and that of some of your colleagues at an event coming up early next year. The INTL FC Stone Vision 2020 Global Markets Outlook is slated for February 27 and 28 in Orlando, Florida. Nate, tell us, particularly for dairy folks, but what can people look forward to at that event?
We used to do just a Dairy Outlook conference, which was just focused on just the dairy side of things. But now we've been putting on this conference with other divisions of FC Stone for the past 2 years. It's going to be our third Global Outlook conference like this, and it's a great opportunity for people to come and get outlooks and insights into all of the major markets, everything from the macroeconomy, energy, foreign exchange, equities, crops, meats, and dairy. You're able to sort of pick and choose the sessions that you want to go to and piece together a conference that covers the markets that you're most interested in. Specifically on the dairy track, I'm going to be doing an outlook, going to be doing another presentation on how the trade wars have affected actual trade flows of dairy products around the world. Maren Bozic from the U of M is going to present on how outside markets, how things are like foreign exchange and energy are impacting the dairy markets. We're going to have a weather outlook, looking at the weather in the major milk producing regions. which again, like I said, is one of those variables that could turn that 2020 outlook. So it's going to be an opportunity for people to come and piece together a conference that covers the markets that they're interested in. And I think the dairy portion is going to be great. We're going to cover a lot of topics that are timely and of interest to anybody dealing with the dairy markets.
Well, it sounds fascinating and very useful. It's the Global Markets Outlook of INTLFC Stone. Where can folks find out more information and even find out about registration and hotel reservations?
Easiest place is to go to our website, intlfcstone.com, and we have an early bird discounted fee that will be available through January 10th.
Well, that's great. Nate, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to share your quick thoughts with us, and we look forward to hearing more from you and continuing to see your articles. We, of course, invite folks to check out the Global Markets Outlook Conference coming up in February in Orlando, Florida. We've been speaking today with Nate Donnay of INTLFC Stone. Thanks very much for being with us. I'm Joel Hastings for dairybusiness.com.